Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
Production.
7 Mile Radio.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Soul Ties Talk, and this week we talking about processing grief. You know, it's a lot going on nowadays in this, in this world. It's just a lot going on, and people losing people, and it's a lot of mental and emotional issues that's going on that people don't know how to get through. So we gonna discuss them today, and we have my beautiful wife, Shawnee Qualette.
Hello.
And again, we have the wonderful Miss Cassie.
Hey everybody, welcome to Soul Ties Sunday
Indeed.
Soul Ties Sunday.
Yeah.
on this 777. The 7th month, 1 plus 6 equals 7, and 2023 is 7. That equals 21. 21 reduces to 3. That's about manifesting, bringing things together.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Remember what you told me last time? Remember I just told y'all before the show, and she told me this our last show about something that I should be manifesting. Mm-hmm. Is it not happening?
Yeah, you
What
manifest.
is he manifesting?
We'll talk. We can't talk about it on there. We'll talk
Oh,
about it
okay,
after the show.
y'all. They done had discussions before I got here. Let me use my psychic ability to pull it out of them.
See what's happening.
So what happens when you don't process grief?
You get sick. You get depressed. You can get physically sick and mentally sick.
Yeah.
Most people end up having stomach issues or heart issues because of heartache, or just mental issues. And I wanted to say this. Most times when we say someone is grieving, it's because they feel as if though they lost something. And they did lose something. They lost the ability to physically touch someone, but they didn't lose anything. They gained a higher sense of consciousness because we don't lose them. Energy never dies. That's how come I can talk to the nobodies. And we just have to. It's like when I play with tarot cards, the Neptune, and we're in Neptune on 7 Mile Radio. This is Neptune. In Neptune, you have to hang around and have patience and look up things a different direction. So the Hangman card, number 12, 3 again, manifesting, is him hanging upside down, trying to see things in a different light. And
Right.
you just have to hang around until they change.
Right.
So I think you should not be so hard on yourself and go with the flow. And flowing Neptune energy, you may cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may cry, and it's okay to cry because when we're clouds, we get full and we have to release. It's mainly thinking you lost something. You didn't. You gained some superpowers if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people process grief in a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? So you have to, everybody have to, like you said, be patient, because some people feel like, it might not be as that much. It might not be that serious, or another person might feel like, you know what I'm saying, you can get over it, or you should be over it by now, but you can never tell a person how to grieve or how to,
Or how long it take.
yeah.
There are no concrete steps on how long it will take to grieve.
Right, because I mean, like grandma, she been gone since 2013, and it's still like,
That's love.
Yeah, he get seasonal depression.
That's love.
like every fall, like
You go back and visit it.
like
That's
Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
it's
Christmas,
not like the
Thanksgiving.
same no more.
It's
what I'm
not.
saying? So it's
You
like,
can't get her cooking no more, but that's why we supposed to who
Carry on the tradition.
But who can cook grandma such and such before grandma leave?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We need that's what I try to teach my family now. I'm teaching them how to keep it going instead of just they gone and can't nobody else. No, they gonna teach you before they leave. We have a family hot sauce because my mama wanted to know how to make my great aunt's hot sauce. And that made me laugh. 'Cause she had never seen a cordless phone. And she held the phone all up. Hello.
Oh my goodness.
Hello. But you have to, like this. I teach my kids about cars. Like I'm teaching, to me, the world is my kid.
Right.
So I talk to everybody across the board the same. I'm talking and teaching at all times because I know where we're going. And it's just like, how can I pick up your dad through her?
Right.
But because he wanted, he was close by. He was close by. Like if it's a line, he was at the front of the line. I'm in.
Like I couldn't wait till y'all started talking to us.
Till they find somebody that communicate with the nobodies and don't just close that off because, like you say, your mother hate doing it. She closes it off because she can do it too. Because of them ones.
She do.
Yeah, because even with my dad, like even still, that that still bothered me. But because at first I was always thinking about if I could have got there faster. You know what I'm saying?
So what
Got
if?
there faster, maybe I could have. You know what I'm saying? But that bothered me for a while.
My kid's father, he used to always say, I'm a if person. If I could, if you could, and he used to say, if worms had machine guns, then birds wouldn't fuck with them. And so I try not to say if, because that is a big if.
Right.
Why go for a little if?
Right.
So I told you that before though, don't hold on to the, if I coulda, you couldn't. It was time. It be their time. And they don't get to pick how. But the fact that you showed up and the fact that I showed up to tell you that you showed up, let you know you showed up and did exactly what you were supposed to do. And now going forward, you just know he just keep hanging out with you. He do. He just keep hanging out.
A lot of people, they deal with their grief with self-medicating, impulsive shopping, compulsive behaviors, withdrawal from relationships, over-functioning, irritability. That's usually the family drama you usually get, you know, when somebody passed. But we just trying to show people positive ways to basically
cope with your grief, and
Yeah, it's
get through
hard.
it. Because it's always easier said than done because like you have different relationships with different people, so it's gonna be different, levels of grief you might feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Depending on if it's a mom or if it's just a coworker, something like that. So, but all grief needs to be dealt with, and you need to heal from it. Otherwise, like she say, you gonna end up having negative effects, getting sick, headaches. Just
I seen something that said, "Don't die with your dad."
But they're not dead, so
Yeah.
don't you die.
Yeah.
Don't
Not at
kill
all.
and don't kill them.
Don't kill them.
And don't kill them. Know that the body is in the ground, but that's almost like if we was to look at it like it's a ritual.
Right.
And ritually, when it's time to let go of the body, because if not, just let it stay at the house. Let it stay. Don't even put it in the ground. Don't cremate it. Don't do nothing. Would you like that better? No.
Right.
So you sacrifice it back to the earth because in the Bible that's where they say it come from. But you always have to know that our spirit goes back to source. Source is whatever you call it. It's with the 7. It's a small G. They try to switch it around, make us think it's all kind. It's a small G, but they tell you no, it's a big G. No, it's just a G. 7 is a G. So you go back to source, and now you're a spirit. So all the things you think a spirit can do, now you can do.
Right. So, I would say the best way to deal with grief is to dig into your spiritual beliefs. That'll help you cope. Or it could cause you to have a spiritual awakening. I know a lot of people that lost somebody and they looked at it in a more positive way than negatively. I think that's what Miss Cassie do as far as, giving advice and letting you be able to communicate with those people, and it will help you in the long run.
And they said the reason why they not people no more. Only people have bodies.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, because I still call them people. That's why I call them nobodies. Because I used to say people, and they say how is we people and we don't have nobody.
Right.
But it was saying on a spiritual sense, I looked up the word grief and it came up with a 6 of spades. 6 of spades is about faith, karma, and responsibility. So when it's your time to go, your faith is to go.
Right.
That's your responsibility.
Right.
Because looking at when people say generation curses and all that kind of stuff, really is karma. It's got, the debt has to be paid.
Oh yeah.
And if it's your time to go and you decide, well, I'm gonna dodge this bullet, or however you don't, the debt has to still be paid.
Right.
I watched a movie today called The Reading, not with Monique.
Oh, okay.
There's another one on.
It is?
Yes, it's
I would
on.
have to go watch it.
It's on Prime, and it's about a reader.
Okay.
And it is pretty cool. It's
I'm
called The Reading, but it's not with Monique. And I like them better than I like the one with Monique. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I ain't like the Monique one.
I like it. It's cool. She got a gift. Anybody that's psychic, I'm going to be drawn to them.
Right.
But I don't like horrible things.
Yeah.
I don't like to see, because when you're a kid, everything is lumped in. Seeing horrible things go along with seeing the man in the corner over there.
Yeah.
Now I'm scared. Whereas if I know that's my granddaddy or my cousin or somebody, because we nurture it instead of talking about it's the boogeyman. Well, he looked drunk. No. Then your mind, because you already in Neptune, where you got a great imagination, you get to go in there with it. And especially with kids, helping kids understand, because when my grandmother passed, that was traumatic at 10.
Right.
And being around other kids, I don't understand why kids teach you about when you lose somebody. I never understood that. That's weird.
And they claim the kids are just so innocent.
No, they know kids ain't innocent because they know what you a kid. You take that stuff to a grown up. I see people as children, and I try to tell people you need to address that now because he's gonna take that.
And maybe learn behavior too.
Yeah.
They see their mama or dad doing it.
Well, they sponge
in their environment.
Environment.
If I always taught my daughter about death somewhat because she saw stuff. Okay. And I can remember we went to my great aunt's funeral, and like maybe 2 days later, she said, "Next time I go to Aunt Mary's funeral, I'm gonna cry." And I said, "Why you say?" She said,
"Next time she go to somebody's funeral,
right? Because she was only 4, she didn't get it. But then, because I always taught her, our energy never dies.
Oh,
yeah, that's how I was like, well, she not coming back like that.
She ain't gonna have another.
She ain't gonna have another funeral. And she said, "Oh, so what?" I said, "So if you gonna cry, you gotta cry at that one." She said, "I feel bad. I didn't cry." I said, "No, you ain't gotta cry.
You ain't got to.
It ain't mandatory that we shed tears."
Yeah.
But
and is it a sad thing, right? Actually, that they ain't here no more. Or is it a happy? Should it be a celebration? So it's not a sad thing. It's not a bad thing that you didn't cry.
Saying that, what about when people commit suicide? Is that a bad thing, or is it only a bad thing because we were taught that the Bible says "Thou shalt not"? Because I feel like if I'm to the point where I can't anymore, I can't. I mean, I know everybody, but I can't. Am I supposed to suffer?
And that's probably how my uncle felt.
Am I supposed to just suffer to gain popularity with y'all? Because when I'm by myself, I'm by myself. I feel the pain by myself. Yeah. But then when I'm around y'all, you can give me all the pep talks. But when I'm by myself, I'm by myself. I look at things so much different now, knowing that spiritually, they not gone.
I feel like people's state of mind change. You know what I'm saying? So, one point in time, you'll probably like, "Oh, I don't want to be here anymore," and you might feel different along the lines.
Well, if you're supposed to be here, regardless of if you say, "I don't feel like it," if it ain't your time, you just tired.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's why I wouldn't say I'm against suicide
Yeah, I ain't with that.
with people, because I feel like you're not gonna be in that state of mind forever. People commit suicide when they lose people. They commit suicide when they feel like they not functioning properly. You know what I'm saying? Or a sickness, or I
want to know why though, because
I'm just overwhelmed
I'm
right
curious.
now.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Did
overwhelmed.
I trigger?
No, you didn't trigger nothing.
Okay, because I just be wondering when they say, like I say, I see me, so I be me.
Right.
This spiritual journey is by me, with just me, but I'm on it and don't nobody know how. I used to feel like it's wrong to do that because you leave everybody else in pain.
Right.
Mourning you and stuff, but you're no longer in pain. Is it not about you?
Yeah, people feel like it's selfish. It's a selfish act to do, right? But then the person is in that situation may feel like the other, people around them are thinking and acting selfishly, not considering them and their feelings and how they feel about the situation.
Most people are not going to talk to you about your situation as much as you would need to talk to people.
Yeah.
They get tired of the repetitiveness of, and they
what
start
is-
to feel like, oh, woe is you.
You know what I said, like I haven't been to that extent, thank God, but when people say, or even like family members, like, you don't talk about your problems, like, well, if you don't have no solution to my problems, what am I talking to you about it for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just so you can tell me it'll be okay, you know what I'm saying? And,
Or
tell
tell
me what you
somebody
feel.
else.
Or that's what I'm about to say. Or use it as ammo later, all right, and throw it up in my face, or tell motherfuckers in my business that I don't need to know the shit. So why am I telling you? Like, there's no positive end in that, talking to some people about your problem.
That's why you got to be selective who you talk to and who you know what I'm saying, confide in, because everybody is not qualified to give you no kind of advice.
That part.
You know what I'm
Right?
saying?
They think that they qualified, or they feel like because they're close to you that they should know what's going on with you, right?
But you look at their situation.
Yeah. What can you do? What can you do about the situation? What are you gonna do?
But what if I'm just talking because I just need to talk?
Yeah.
I just need it. That's why I write.
Somebody to hear you, just listen.
And that's why I write, and that's why I have my little podcast on Anchor, because I'm not really talking to nobody but me. So if I get a listener, I'm straight.
Needing to document,
Just needing to document my
thoughts.
journey. That's all my social media was for. But it started to turn into something else, and I feel like the universe said, take her off of those platforms. And it shut it down. And I don't care which way I go in. They be like, we can't do that for you at this time. Get your black ass off of Facebook.
They banned you from Facebook or what?
I am banned from the metaverse. The metaverse
goodness.
consists of Instagram,
Oh yeah.
Instagram,
Facebook,
Facebook, and WhatsApp.
Threads. WhatsApp and
Oh,
Threads.
WhatsApp.
Well, I don't know about that one. See,
Threads is Mark Zuckerberg's Twitter.
I don't know
Came out
about
with a new
that
one
one.
now, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they don't let me
Get on
play.
that one either.
They don't let me play. So I stopped trying to, and then, just being honest, they tried to take like $400 out my Cash App card. I have all that documented too, so I'm not lying. So I didn't know what that, because I used to advertise on Facebook, which you can go see my personal blog. It's still there, but I can't do nothing. If you say something, I can't say nothing back. So I'm still in their verse, but I'm like a dead person to them. The dead person can't change nothing once they gone. I can't add nothing. Everybody else can, but I can't.
What are some other things you can grieve instead of people?
A lot of people,
Self. You can grieve self.
yeah, they sell.
How you used to be.
Yeah.
Well, that's still people, ain't it?
Losing
Well, that is a
losing
person,
job,
sorry.
people that lost jobs.
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about. No, I'm talking about people like passing away. So grieving yourself, you didn't pass away.
But you do die away with this spiritual gift.
Oh yeah, you do.
So sometimes
the old
you
habits.
like I can't eat sugar like I used to could, and I crave sugar like a dope thing.
So you grieve your old eating habits.
Yes,
your old
all
diet,
the time.
your old body.
I watch
your
people
old-
eat.
Yeah.
I watch people eat for that reason, cause I want to eat like that, and they be slurping and stuff, and I be like, this, I be eating.
Yeah, you said
I watch B Love's Life just cause she done gained so much weight
You like watching that?
because I can't eat.
She like that. You probably be in that ASMR eating and
Oh,
stuff.
I
like,
love certain people
Smacking.
though, cause certain people just look like, oh, I can't watch
God.
them. But her, I guess, cause she a little chocolate lady and she just down to earth, you know.
I watch her too.
Yeah, she just her and Darius cracks me up, and Walter. I love them.
some people might go through real bad breakups and have to,
And grieve the
That's still
relationship.
people. What was you talking about without besides
Pass,
people?
people passing away.
yeah. Besides people, just passing.
Passing.
Away with
Oh,
other
okay,
grief,
like,
other
yeah,
things they
okay.
might have
You
to
can grieve
grieve.
relationship.
Yeah.
Your old self. Still connected
Animals.
Yeah, a lot of people
They
lost
pets.
and- yeah.
Because they people be going off about
Yeah.
that.
They
don't play.
That's my
Or I
son.
mean, you can grieve about finances.
Yeah.
Shit, money. Job. A loss of livelihood, a loss of quality of life. You know what I'm saying? Going from one tax bracket to the next lower, as far like
Yeah,
what I'm saying,
of course,
getting type stuff like that's something that can put you in the.
But you only got so long to grieve. You better get to work.
Yeah,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't be grieving money now.
Yeah, you ain't got time to be grieving. You gotta put some
I'm
apps
just
in.
saying. I'm just thinking about things that would make you feel, the same energy
Depressed.
as grief. It's like basically anything that would depress you, basically.
Mm-hmm.
The loss of something that would
Yeah,
depress
you know
you.
somebody like who got their car repoed. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
went through
now
that
they
with
don't
a
have no
job.
car
Yeah.
no more. Like damn.
I went through that with a job. When I was younger, seriously, when I was a kid and I didn't know what this all, I used to wish to die all the time because I didn't know what this was. It was driving me crazy. I would tell my mama, I just want to leave. And she used to be like, but that's going to make us sad. And I'd be like, fuck you. You was not
Like
inside
y'all
my
part of the
head.
problem. You part of the
Really
problem.
is, because when I'm telling you something, you saying that can't be. Is it how would you know? Do you ever remember stuff from when you were very very small and people say, "Hi, you just seen a picture." Well, I seen a picture, but I remember other parts that wasn't in the picture.
Yeah. That's me. I can remember stuff.
Yeah, but I can remember stuff with details.
Like
and
Ford.
I don't need to see no picture.
This is what I'm
I
saying.
was like 5.
And when people don't, and so think about it, a little kid right now, you 5. You come and tell me, now you go tell him or her, and they just blowing you off. The more people that blow you off, the more you start to contain it on the inside.
You start to feel outside.
Unless you hard head like I was gonna still say it. Cause it was funny to the react. That's so funny. It was funny the reaction I got from people. And I was just being me, so I stayed true to me, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
I can remember conversations from when I was young enough to where I was too young to probably know what they was talking about type shit, right? You know what I'm saying? So I can remember conversations from when I was old enough that they probably saying shit and like, oh, you didn't realize that I was picking up on it.
And now you can understand. It's a lot of stuff I couldn't understand they were talking about, but now my aunt used to say, "Live on." Yeah, as long as you live on, you will understand it.
yeah.
What they say, you understand it better by and by.
By
You
and
sure
by.
will.
It's crazy. My uncle used to have a saying, not my uncle that passed away, but my uncle is still here. He said, man, he used to always say this shit, I ain't gonna die, I'm just gonna fade away. He's an alcoholic. And that's what the fuck he
He's
doing.
fading
Shit
away.
like-
Yeah.
He used to.
But he,
No,
but,
for real,
But
like
think
that's-
about the destiny. He
spoke that into existence.
into existence, and that's how he wanted. But see, he not looking at all the things would come to fading away as an alcoholic, because your body started to shut down, and he not just fading away. Physically, it's got to get worse before it gets
Get
better.
better, yeah.
And the better
I guess we
is
all
once you
fading
cross
away and
over,
shit.
right? Yeah, because every day.
What are some things we can do to grieve positively? Okay.
What we doing now? Talking.
Yeah,
Talk
always
about
talking about it and having a good support system. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody, I mean, that
remembering the good as opposed to
Yeah.
focusing on them not being here, the bad part, right? That's the sad part of the grieving is that they're not here, and if you attach to that, like you have to grieve positively
Beyond
by
that.
remembering the positive about them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yep.
Remembering
Or just
what they
remembering
left.
them.
What they taught
Just
you, what
remembering.
Do you think-
conversations you had.
Do you
yeah.
think celebrating birthdays and stuff help, or you think it make it worse?
It depends on who the people you celebrating
It
with.
depends on the people. Just like people
Yeah.
grieve differently, like the people gonna take that differently. Some people gonna be happy and be dancing like
Yeah.
and then some people gonna be over there crying like, oh, I didn't
Yeah, because
do
that's
You
one
know,
way Black people deal with
yeah.
in our community. How they deal with grief is they do the birthday
Balloon
parties,
releases
the
and
balloon
stuff like
And
releases.
ain't they saying they gonna stop the balloons from being released?
Yeah, they already did it.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
law.
So, yeah, you get like $1,000 fine for this shit.
Whatever. Okay. It's like
What the
oxtail.
nobody? How do nobodies feel about that?
It's like oxtail so high these days. Why?
Oh yeah.
And
we got
chitlins.
Anthony
When
Wa-
we thought that was hog
Walker.
The
shit,
scraps.
the scraps
They
and
used to they fed it to us because that was the scraps that they would throw away. And
But now look how
it's-
And they
much-
made them good.
but look how much they charge
we
for them
made
now.
them
No,
good.
we made
Yeah,
them
that's
good.
what I said. The ancestors made them
Yeah,
good.
we need
Our
to know
ancestors
how
made it good.
powerful. How powerful.
I'm not saying that they're good because I hate them, but
When
I'm
you
saying
can
we
make
the
some
ones that turn that
Oh,
shit
they used to
into.
be good.
y'all
to me.
nasty.
I'm talking
I ain't
about
gonna lie.
seasoning it
Nah,
up.
boo.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to eat them. My dad
Boo,
taught
I
us to eat
never
them with
ate 'em.
hot sauce, and that's my daughter. She can't
Never.
stand.
But
the
you know what,
smell.
motherfucker, you ever ate though? You know what? You ever ate breakfast sausage links?
The case.
Yeah, because you eat chitlins, then,
Yeah.
brother. Because that's
The
what
case.
they
Okay, well,
Now,
I know.
Natural,
I was just saying, listen,
Nathan's
it's
hot
ghost
dogs.
chitlins.
and I'm saying that because at
You
the
ain't gonna
same
slap
time
no-
that I say that I hate and I don't want them, like I'm like
But
when
I
I
don't
found
eat 'em
that
no
shit out,
more.
I'm like,
It's the
oh.
casing.
I don't eat them no more now.
The hot dog casings, natural
Yeah,
casings.
I don't
We
eat
don't
hot
eat hot
dogs.
dogs.
Nah.
You know how I used to love hot dogs.
The
Can't eat
beef.
them. Any kind.
beef one.
I ain't get
Okay.
rid of
Hey,
it.
Anthony Walker say it's big grief to lose your child.
It is.
Yeah, that's the
That's some
biggest.
grief I
Yo,
don't ever
to me, your
because you're not
child and a
supposed-
parent.
Yeah.
The
A
child and a
a
parent.
A parent too.
Child and a parent.
Yeah.
But see, when you ain't got no children or no parents and you get a pet,
Yeah.
it hit the same for them. Because the heart is a muscle. It don't got eyeballs. You got eyeballs. It just feels. It just feels. Yeah, child and a parent, it's hard, but that's why there are people like me waking up and accepting their gifts and to teach that they're not gone. They can communicate, and they do communicate. A song will come on. A bird will fly past. I always tell people when I see certain things, I'm gonna tell them something days before it happened, so that they can give them comfort. I'm
Yeah.
just supposed to make people feel better. How I make people feel better, and I have to realize it ain't. What I do is unique to me. I don't have to do it like nobody else. Don't nobody have to do it like me.
Right.
And that's where we get all tied up. Well, I used to hear people say, if you do this, you don't need no books or no cards or no nothing. Well, so all that shit I bought is useless. No, we need to do this. He need to show me how he do it. I might pick something up. You need to show. We all post. It's like like when we was kids, we used to have show and tell.
Right.
That was inviting people into your world, and they may like it too. And that's all that it
Yep.
is. So we do have to discuss it. We have to discuss it. When people are going through, that make me think of Crooklyn when Troy mama passed and
Oh, yeah.
she got sick days later, you know, because she would just had held it in.
Yeah.
She just held it in. But everything her mama had taught her before, that's what they're doing. They're dropping seeds in us. So everything your people teach you, now you can use them.
That's true. So talking about it help.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Talking out, like she said, especially like journaling
It
and stuff
helped.
like that. And I know, like when I was going through my little transition, like I used to be like God, but I be talking out loud. It was like it wasn't just like a silent prayer. I was like, God, I want to do this and help me do this, and I want you to-"
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And you manifest
And I just spoke it all the way out, and that helped a lot. You know?
Yeah,
what I'm
because
saying?
we this little body. The universe is big old vast. We a speck for real. So if you try to hold that in, but if you give it to the universe make things happen. It made this happen. Made this. I looked at the energy of today. Where Christine? I put her down
That's
today.
your mama talking about she can't. get
She's
over her
actually
dad,
grieving
and
right
I'm
now.
1,000 years
Speaking
What's
of-
going on?
Was her uncle passed?
Yeah, Uncle Pat.
And she's sitting in the sun, so she's supposed to listen today.
Yeah.
He might talk to her. People say that they don't come to you immediately. That for me, that's not true. I've had people pass, and
Soon as they talking to you.
Right.
they showing me something.
Yeah, that was kind of like Bree, man. I told you about right after she passed, and I pulled up on the two, and where the hell the two? I don't think they were swans, but the bit not doves. Doves are the small white birds. The swans, the big ones, right? On 8 Mile and Ryan on Wexford, like where the hell did these two big ass swans?
I
And there was
wonder where
ma-
the water at.
and it was right, no water near there anywhere, right? And there was a male protecting the female that was hurt.
My mom said I still can't get over my dad, and I'm 1,000 years old.
Well, she can get over. The trade off is if she go ahead and just open up. She stand.
She
They
said
call it
1,000.
they call it a pain body, where you just sit with the pain. And I know that to be true because there's some things that I'm 57 years old, and it shouldn't affect me the way that it do. But if I sit with it, I can sit with it and remember how it feel to be crying and all. And
Right.
then the next thing you know, I'm doing all that. But
Right.
if I just examine it and realize, oh, that did hurt, talk myself through it or write myself through it, I'm gaining understanding from it.
Right.
I'm gaining knowledge. Like when I looked at today's energy is the queen of clubs, right? So I looked at everybody's energy and I took my card. The first was me and the queen of clubs. We make the jack of spades. The jack of spades is the spiritual initiate. So then I looked at him. Today you restless about something. That's today's energy with your energy make the 5 of hearts. The 5 of hearts have stomach issues. They kind of pickly eaters, but it's the restless heart. So that made me understand what was going on with you. So I wrote this stuff: rigid thinking, lack of imagination, and creativity, and recognizing the potential. That's like if you in the low vibration. But if you in the higher, it's about self-discipline, analytical skills, and extraordinary organizational skills. And I know you do that because I watch what happened. For her today is about spiritual enlightenment. That's what she's trying to get, and that's what she's gaining. So it's all lining up. With him, this is about financial mastery. He thinking of something that he finances so he can master whatever it is that he does. And Christina is sitting in the sun. So right now, we looking at her right now because she ain't here. So that would be the sun position.
Yeah.
And we expanded on it because that's Jupiter in the sun. Sits Jupiter. So we are expanding on this, kind of almost like kind of lifting her up in this moment because she's grieving. And she just know talking to someone. I used to want to be what they call a death doula, where I felt like I had to get certified and get all this and spend this money. I'm already doing it. I've been doing it my whole damn life.
What is that?
It
What
ain't
is
no
a death doula?
crap. Where you sit with the people and you take information as they going through the transition.
Oh, okay.
Or either I get messages.
Oh, okay.
And you
Oh, that's different.
sit with the dead, but I don't have to go and sit with your live body and wait for you to die because I can sit over here and get a message. So what I do
Right.
is when you like if she had called me and told, it would have just been automatic. I would have started writing to her.
Right.
That's just what it
Okay.
does. But that's because none of this has been nurtured. You didn't know you was gonna have a podcast because doing this maybe not have been nurtured in you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He didn't know he could lay tile, but he knew he could lay tile. So now that he nurtured it, he know for sure he can lay tile
Right.
and get better. Because the first time ain't always better. I'm just trying to talk about your work. But I know you got some gaps somewhere, dog.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you gotta say, Mark? She was right on the head with you.
Ain't this about? Is that what it's about?
He be
No,
amazed. He be so amazed.
it's not
every
about
time.
financial mastery.
You about to cry?
I didn't.
Because the Queen of Clubs and the Ace of Clubs, when you put them together, they make the King of Diamonds. So listen, in order to master,
Go ahead.
in order to master it, what you gotta have? Well, how long it take to make a diamond?
Shit, a long time.
So that means you gotta have
time.
patience.
Oh,
Cause you gonna steal time gonna keep, but you long as you have patience and believe, and with all this water, start talking to your water. Start talking to your water. Start talking to G, small G. I don't care what they say. Just start talking about it and manifesting it. Cause with you, it's about Neptune. So the things you dream of, know that you can have exactly that, and that's what you're gonna get. Your dreams. Your dreams can come true. I know that's cliche, however you say it. But really, your dreams can come true.
I mean, no. I mean, you saying that, right, as we sit
And something just came through
on,
here, y'all.
on this platform.
Something just hit me this way. Something just hit me right here. It was like a...
But no, you say that, you know, as
That's
far as my
extreme.
dreams coming true, as we sit here on this platform, which was one of my dreams coming true.
Okay,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, this is one of my, you know what I'm saying, things, something that I thought all the way down to, I mean, the logo, everything. I mean, even to everything that we're doing right now. It was something that I thought before it happened. I mean, and it's now something that I can physically touch.
This
These
shirt is a dream
microphones
come
and-
true.
You know,
Our dreams come true. This is some. Yeah, see, I'm saying, but it is y'all. That's your dream. My lady, my goddess. This is a dream come true. This is Mrs. Hart's. Even though it's when my daughter is 33 years old. When she was little, I drew this little character. It was 3 hearts, and I called her Mrs. Hart's. And I dreamed, and I kept dreaming. So when I started making jewelry, I wanted Mrs. Hart's, but I didn't know how to make her, and this showed up.
Oh my goodness.
This is 2 hearts, but it's a goddess because we're going back into the divine feminine. Now somebody else told me it was something else. I said, "Oh, yeah." I knew he had sugary in his business, because if that's what you do with her, that's disrespectful. He did. He's like, "Yeah, I know what that is." I said, "Nah, that ain't what this is.
The crystal.
It's an amethyst." But then I go to where I go. I went to Vegas, and I think in Thailand they have crystal penises. That's a big thing. Yeah, for women to manifest what they want.
crystal penises.
To manifest what they you can put anything, you know, like say I'm into psychedelics. Well, then I would have crystal mushrooms and whatever it is, because the crystal has energy.
Crystal mushrooms.
Yeah, they got little crystal mushrooms. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, I get it.
So that
Okay,
you can
I'm-
pull the
okay.
energy of what do you want the crystal to do for you. So this is an
I
amethyst.
need some crystal mushrooms.
They got them everywhere. I got mushrooms in my house, but I can't mess with them. That is the crazy. I wanted to do them so bad. Went on a whole adventure. Maybe we'll talk about my adventure one time. I went on an adventure to. I just said it. Oh, I want to do mushrooms. Somebody walked in the store and say, "You want to do mushrooms?" and send me on an adventure.
Yes.
I don't want to. Oh, that's nice to see, but I'm scared of them now. I'm not supposed to. You know why? Because I'm drunk and high already. Listen to my conversation. Don't it sound drunk and high? So could
Naturally.
That's what I'm saying. So could you imagine where that might take me?
So
Somewhere
y'all
I
don't be
might
trying
come
to
back
process
from.
y'all grief being drunk and high. She ain't fit.
No. I mean, what if that's what you got to do to process it for a while? What if that is where you have to go to be drunken? I ain't telling nobody to do nothing that everybody ain't done before. But we trying to look at all aspects of it, because, okay, so what you saying? Me getting drunk and high and I'm grieving, is something wrong? Well, maybe it ain't something wrong, but try not to make it to be to the point where you lose you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, to the
Where
point
this is your day, this is what you do every day
and you
for
can't
6
recover.
years.
Yeah, you can't recover.
Now 6 years, it take you 6 years to
Get drunk
stop
and high.
saying that because that's you sitting with the pain body. You're inviting it almost. Because people have told me that's why they do it, but they people come and tell me that's bullshit now. Because I've been gone.
Right.
I've been gone. I don't want them to be like this. I don't want them because they're hurting themselves.
Because now they just addicted at this point.
Because now you want to be over here with me, with the nobodies. If you keep doing it in excess, you're
That's
going to
where you
be a
gonna be at.
nobody. You're going to be a nobody.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Do you want to be somebody or you want to be nobody? Or you want to be anybody? It can be any of that. I don't usually get around with somebody though. I don't. For my whole life, I used to say I hate somebody.
Oh my goodness.
I did, and they'd be like, "Who?" I name everybody in the room who it wasn't. That was petty as I don't know what.
Yeah, but like we said, nobody can really tell you how to process grief, but just dealing with it is just according to each individual. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with it, but remembering, like she said, remembering the people and remembering the memories, those conversations you had with them, what you might have learned from them. Yeah, that's what's gonna, like she said, keep them living, and also you know, it'll help you thrive and realize that they had an impact on your life and what you doing and your legacy. You know, so you know it's a way to get through it, and it might take time because, like I said, depending on the relationship, like we say, a child or a parent, yeah, that might not, you know, ever completely heal, but you know, you'll get better through time and by, you know, finding a way to process it, like
And cope
cope with it.
positively.
When I was thinking about this subject, a song came up and I had never heard it. So it's by Alicia Myers. And I guess I'm supposed to talk about this. Alicia Myers is born November the 20th, 1957 here in Detroit. She's still alive. She sung the song If You Play Your Cards Right.
Okay.
But it was a song that came up to this conversation called Reservation for One. So I wrote, so never let the world be without them because they live inside of you. That's one way to deal with it.
Right.
If you continue to talk about them regardless to what, it's just like when I always say this, but you know, if I talk about Jesus too much, people get to rolling their ass and here he comes. They gonna if they give it to Jesus, they gonna give it to your loved one. She always gotta be discussing the dead, but that's the only way they can get everlasting life.
Right.
That's the promise. Once you go surrender the body, you get everlasting life. But it's our job to continue to talk about them.
And make sure they live. Yeah.
The living.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Yes, the living has to keep it going. And I wrote down, if you play your cards, and it told me to write WRITE. You gotta write. You gotta have a plan. You gotta be organized and think about it. Your today, what did it say? It told me to say today's topic, because I look at all kind of different religious, spiritual. I look at everything, and it's this book. I think it's called Siberian Symbols. And the question today was, are you who you say you are? So I looked that up, and that's a 10 of diamonds. 10 of diamonds is in his spread. That's Jupiter. It says Jupiter. That's like the sweet spot. That's where you want to be. So that's the thing we should be thinking about. Are you who you say you are? Even with grief. Because, you know, people grieve in private. And then as soon as when I used to be depressed, I used to could go to work because I know I had to feed my kids. I had to pay the bills. But as soon as I got off work, them clothes would come off, shower, and I would be in the bed until it was time to go to work the next morning.
Right.
And that's what I did. And that's what I do when I get depressed or something. I can't get enough sleep.
Right.
I just go to sleep. Because with time, you in a whole nother day. And if I was always taught, if you can make it to the next day, like when we was talking about the suicide, if you can make it to the next heartbeat, maybe you'll realize I don't have to do this. I don't have to end it.
Yeah.
And so I used to try to make it to the next day. And so sleeping is easy to make it to the next day.
Very easy. Like, y'all get on my nerves.
Yep. Period.
Bedtime.
But think about when people are getting ready to transition, they start sleeping a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandmother, I remember when she started transitioning, it just happened like in the 1 week, you know, because I was watching her on Sundays before she went to church. And like the 1 week we was kicking in, talking, having our little snacks. And the next week she was just saying all kind of crazy stuff. But
She was seeing the other side.
yeah, and because she did say she had said, remember I told you she had said some psychic stuff. And
Yeah.
told
She
me,
was seeing the other side. She said she was where I'm at right now. I'm on both sides. I'm sitting in my, you see my glasses? Because you got to talk about, you see my glasses fogging up? It's like it's like we in a smoke cloud right now. And I'm very hot. She was seeing the other side. She wanted to talk to you anyway. She wasn't going to push you. She said, you be sad about it. She said, baby, you ain't got to be sad about it. She kicking her legs. She doing everything she couldn't do. The body is what, don't, just remember the good times. She said, it's something she used to say and everybody would laugh. She wants you to remember stuff like that.
yeah, that's why I always
And tell her story.
Everything I would say, her little sayings, like mean what you say and say what you mean.
And that's what you got to, this what she
Treat
said.
everybody you want to be, the way
Yeah.
you want to be treated. You
Yeah.
know, she has always
And
said.
she said, and that's what she wants you to carry with you, the things that she taught you. And that's how she stay alive inside of you, because that's grandma's spot. That's my grandma's spot. Well, there you go. See, she been wanting to talk to you.
Because she had, because
That's crazy.
Your daddy be taking up all the room.
before I had my son, like she was going through her transition, and then we were sitting on the bed, and she was like, and I didn't know what I was having, and she was like, that little boy gonna need you. And I was like, Grandma, what you talking about? What little boy you talking about? And she was like, that little boy gonna need you. And I was like, okay. And then I had a little
Yeah.
boy.
Because you be
need me.
sitting between, I say it's between heaven and earth. But it's the veil. So I know now Sundays y'all have elevated me to a point where the veil is so thin I can barely talk to people on Sundays. I called somebody to see how they was doing. I bust out crying, and then people started rushing in the room, and I was like, "Oh my God, I don't know who this is." And that's when the Alicia Myers song came up, because the person, or see, I told you, because nobody was saying Alicia Myers. She started saying all these different songs, and I said, "Do that mean anything to you?" She said, "Well, me and my niece Joyce. Well, when Joyce had a baby, me and her was pregnant at the same time. We wasn't close, but we was."
Right.
That was her auntie and my auntie friend. So when I called her, instead of saying, hey, her name, I said her nickname. I said, I don't know why I'm saying that, but somebody want to talk to you. And it turned into a whole session. And she kept saying, don't worry about it, Cassie. I got you. Oh, I got something to share. Remember last week when she wanted to read? And I went down 25? That was me wanting 25. And Spirit was saying, just give it to her. So when I started doing, and I said, you ain't got to give me nothing. When I got home, I got readings.
That's good.
Yeah, I did. Cause, and I usually won't do them late. I was like, sure. Come on with it. I'm already
Say
drunk.
might as well.
Right.
Okay, I got a question. I'm asking him because he being rigid. If I'm not wanting to be out in the public, like, or either have people come to my house, is that me being rigid? Because people be wanting it.
You gotta
Is it
understand
different
the difference
than
between
in
having
person?
it's a difference between being rigid and having boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay.
And being safe and playing it safe.
And-
'Cause everybody
yeah.
is not.
That's
they
not
right
being
that's-
rigid. That's having
that's
safety
me.
precautions.
Yeah.
That's being
It's
professional.
being precautious.
Because if
Right.
I had a play,
It's having.
that's
It's,
how come I
it-
hope he
it-
get
it's-
his
it's
play.
having a
I hope
procedure.
y'all
Then you'll
get-
have a.
It's
yeah.
having a procedure, right?
Yeah.
Just like every other business should have. If you want to have the same result with the product that you're trying to produce, you should have a procedure. You should have, you know what I'm saying, safety precautions in place. You should have discretion. You should have boundaries, right?
And that was
Things
one
that
of
you
the
would and won't
boundaries.
do. So that's not being rigid. Like now here's the thing, right? Now, sometimes it's a good thing to be rigid with your boundary, be rigid with your standards, and rigid with your procedures. So if it calls for you to be rigid, is it a bad thing in that sense?
Indeed
Okay,
not.
making the point. I watched one of his videos,
concur.
and he was talking to somebody, and he did the mic like this. And they went to go. He's like,
For me, yeah. Because the thing about it is, you're not gonna control the
like-
conversation, right? That's something they teach. Like, because if I give you the mic, you say whatever the
Now
fuck you want to
yeah.
say.
That's
You control.
right.
You
I
control the whole.
can't. Yeah.
and that's how I be feeling. That's how I be
Psych.
feeling. He was like this. He was like,
Yeah.
and that's how. It
Because when I
was,
answer the question, you about to go blur my whatever it is. I'm getting what I want. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm trying to, and I got a procedure. I got something
This
that
what
I'm on
I'm
to the
saying.
next thing that I'm trying to,
Right.
you know.
Cause I like doing. I'm asking you because the first time or a couple of times I've done the sessions, we've never been in person.
Nope.
And it was okay with me because she was the feedback that I don't have to see you. I don't have to know what car you driving to know what's wrong with your car. That's why I tell people I'm that kind of mechanic. I ain't gotta
Yep.
go under your hood. We just gonna sit with spirit.
Yep.
Well, when the person said to me, I'm looking for the in-person experience, I felt like this ain't no this ain't no carnival show. You know, like
You have to explain to them it's no different.
it's no difference
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if I can read
But if
people
you want that,
overseas,
you have to pay extra.
and that's see,
Yep.
he was talking to me,
See,
Yeah.
you're gonna pay extra, and then I'll find a location, and you'll pay for that.
and I have done where like somebody just demanded that they wanted, so I met them in the parking lot at McDonald's.
What's that? Oh,
People calling me in the
I
middle of my
I don't
show.
really receive it real well when clients make demands because I don't feel like the customer is always right.
Okay.
Right? And a lot of times people will use different shit from different arenas of business as leverage to try to get what they want out of you when they haven't earned it, deserved it, or paid for it.
That part.
And maybe what you want, that's not really what I do or supply, and then
Right, you
Telling me what
and
you
then
got
you
from
can't
someone
demand
else,
something and make me
telling
you
me
know,
how somebody else did the same thing that I'm doing would only tell me you go tell me
to tell you to go
back
back
to
to
them.
them, to go back
Right.
to them.
Go back to them.
Because over here it's
Don't
did
use
like
that
this.
as leverage to try to get what you want
That's
out of
like
me.
somebody say I got to read, and they told me, well, that's not what you coming to me for. They read. You coming to me for our
Oh,
reading.
well, when I went somewhere else, we'll go back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have stayed over there then.
Yeah.
If what you got
It
for what you
satisfied
paid
you.
for
Yeah,
satisfied you, then why are you here?
exactly.
Right.
If I do the same shit that your cousin do,
Right. Right. That's real talk.
Right.
But I felt with that, but then it told me to look at it because people do want to sit with you. But it told me to let them know clarity.
It's gonna be
yeah.
It's gonna be more because
shipping and handling.
when I'm on the phone, I'm just on the phone.
that's real.
Right.
I don't have to have no clothes
Real
on. I ain't
tax.
had. But if I gotta get dressed, even if you coming to me and you coming to my house, I gotta be presentable.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think I don't want to show up like Medea.
My
Since we
thing is,
watching
you can
Medea.
get you rent you a little nice. I mean, have you a nice little room or somewhere that when you, because you have to feel comfortable doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just even if they say, well, you come to my house, you don't know where they live at. You don't know what's in there. You know, so that's a no.
I'm definitely ain't
And then
doing
you
it.
can't invite nobody
you
to
should
their
have
house.
a procedure. You
Yeah.
should have standards. You should
Yeah.
have boundaries. You should have a way that you do things every single time that keeps you
But I
safe.
can't do it. I can't do it the same way every single
Well, here's the
time.
thing.
'Cause
No.
sometimes it's
I'm
just-
saying I know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that as you in the business you are in, just like me, you have to adapt to certain climates and situations,
Yeah.
of course. But at the same time, there still should be these standards of safety and protocol.
right, 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 and that's what-
Wherever it is.
Yeah.
And if the job caused me to breach anything that is of my, anything that is my standards of safety or my terms and conditions of my that's not the job for me.
Then yeah, we
Or you about to what? You gonna pay fucking the outrageous extra tax and shit for me to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
no, you just gonna have to pay what I say. I'll meet you here. This is what you have to pay, and we can do it. Yes or no? Well, I'm not okay. Well, you either can do it on the phone or that, and then if not, you have to find somebody else to handle your business.
And then I learned from COVID that it doesn't matter, you know, because I do it all over the place. People call me from everywhere. And even one time I did a guy in Colombia, but he had to have an interpreter. But he said I did good. So it don't, I feel like spirit don't have, it's no language barrier with spirit, because spirit gonna supply you everything to get the message across every single time.
Every time.
So yeah, I was feeling like maybe am I blocking my blessings by not? Okay.
You protect
No,
yourself.
you protecting yourself, and then you just get it set up. And what we do is until he get his building, you can find a location, and we try to find you something where you can do that.
For right now, we can stay on the phone.
Yeah. No.
And I don't eat a
like
lot,
the
so
phone.
I can't say. I used to say, well, let's meet at a restaurant and stuff. And we did that for a while, but I don't eat a lot. That's a,
You know what I find with
that's
situations
way.
like that, and it may apply to your business as well. You may see some contrast, some similarities, but I'm like, you know, in any environment where there's distractions, where we can be distracted away from the business that we're here there to handle, the distractions will happen. Right? So if you're there to get readings, why are we going somewhere to eat?
right.
Come here to get there. Let's focus
Yeah.
on what it
On the
is
reading.
that we,
Right.
right? Because I'm like, time is money.
Yeah, you get to reading, and,
Yeah.
and
Time
then you
is
scram.
money.
Right.
Why am I taking you? That's when people say, man, like even with the podcast, man, we need to meet up. You know what I'm saying? We need to go out to the bar and kick it and talk business. Why in the fuck is we talking business at a bar loud ass?
Oh, I
bar
can
with
do a
music?
read. I can do a reading in the bar. That's why I had to work at the gambling joint. I don't get distracted like that. It's fun.
No, I'm just giving an example. I'm just giving an you know what I'm saying?
like
When you're
it?
there, you
Yeah, I
gotta
do.
stay. Because I mean, my thing is, like I said, time is money, and if you are booking me for a sort of like a reading, if I'm a 30-minute reading one, I'm not about to take no extra time reading,
Right.
watching no ass pop in the background and nothing like that. Like, let's get to the business so I can get to my next client. It's about business.
Right.
Yeah.
If we ain't doing business here, then we ain't got no business here.
Being
What the
here,
fuck is
right?
Right. I like being out though. I'm adventurous.
And like you said, the place got to match what kind of business you do. You
But
know
some
what I'm saying?
spirits, like some spirits, they want to be where it's drunk. One thing about when it's where it's drunk for me with my gift, it's like that's normal for nobody. That's like that's what it is.
Now again, you know your business and you know how to adapt to the climate, right? You know how to adapt to different different jobs, right? And what it calls for. I mean, different jobs call for different tools, in different places and different. So, yeah, that's if that's what it entails, then that's what you do to get the job
Right.
done.
Yeah, but I don't really go to people. I have done a reading at somebody's house, but it was somebody I really knew.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's different. But just to pop up, I've done parties where it's a bunch of people and all of that, and they have a room for me in the back or something. I like doing stuff like that, but I like to just go through the room and
See
Just
with you
get
and in
relaxed.
your field, I see that it's, you know, I ain't gonna say I see it. I feel like I know that it's all about the energy, right? And the atmosphere, the ambiance of the, you know, where that's part of how you come to your conclusions as far as, you know, the things that's being told to you, the things so that's part of it. You have to absorb everything around you, so you have to be in these certain places. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes interact with the people. You know what I mean? So that's part of what you do. You know?
Yeah, because I gotta ask questions, but they saying stuff and it don't make sense to me sometimes. What I'm saying,
It helps you to feel the energy, feel the spirits,
So that's why I came up with the conversation.
and probably make them more comfortable with flowing through you because you are there experiencing what they experience with the people that they experience.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I'm a magician too. That's why
I already-
I
they
gotta
already
tell you. I'm
told
gonna tell
me.
you some stuff after the show.
They
That's
already
why-
told me
Yeah.
you was a magician.
Yeah, I'm a warlock
They told me
too. I'm a
today
warlock
that I
too,
would
so.
know who you is because the last time I say, okay, you want to see who Neptune is for real?
You gonna see them.
Well,
Oh, y'all.
Miss
Oh, y'all.
Cassie, we'll figure it out, Miss Cassie. We're working on a Soul Tie storefront, so
Okay.
we'll have Miss Cassie somewhere to go. Y'all come see Miss Cassie.
She gonna be right up in there getting bread. And Don't be telling everybody I got stuff on my mind.
I'm just saying, you do.
See, that's why he wears his shades.
I know. My
Because
kid,
he didn't see the eyes is the window to the soul.
Yeah.
But
He
my
knew that you was
kid
going to
told
expose his soul, so he had to block
My
his
kid
soul
told
from the camera because he didn't want them to see what you see.
I said, because she said,
Oh,
he
you
didn't
wanna
have
say
glasses
that?
the
That's
first
not-
time, and I said, no, he didn't. Because I don't be paying attention. I can still see your ass in the glasses.
See?
But she said, yeah, he be having on. And somebody else asked me, do he wear dark shades so you can't see his ass? I said,
Yeah.
I saw him next to me white girl on dark glasses.
He don't want to have tears.
No, eyes is the window to the soul. He trying to
That
block
ain't
that.
why. I was wearing them
Yeah,
before
no,
she even
no,
came
no,
on the show.
no,
Why is y'all?
No.
And you cry every week. You about to cry right now.
Nigga, 'cause I'm
Look at
high,
it. He
nigga.
sing. He cry. You done been crying
I've
4
been
weeks.
yawning, nigga. I've been eating mushrooms. You know that make you yawn
You
and
been,
cry, nigga.
yeah, you been crying for 4
Oh,
weeks.
shut it up.
Thunderstorms.
That is healing.
Yeah,
That's a
it is.
cleansing.
It is.
Every
It's
time
okay.
you cry, that's
Just
a
cleansing. He should
Yup,
be empty.
cleansing.
Yeah, but we hope y'all like the show this week, y'all. You know, processing grief. Everybody process it differently, but you have to be patient, as Miss Cassie said. You have to. Some of the tools she said is journaling, writing things down. I know, like I said, talking out loud, like screaming to God if you have to, you know. But talk out loud and say what you need, say how you feel, say what you miss about that person, say what you love about that person, you know, and just get it out because that's going to help you, you know, get to the next level to heal, and then the next level and the next level, because it's going to be a process. So we want to say thank you for tuning in again, and we'll see y'all next week. And baby, what you got to say?
Thank you, everybody.
And Miss Cassie,
Peace. I'm out.
Mark, you want to say?
Until next week.
Thanks for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
Oh, he hit y'all with the Def Jam.
Pack it up.
Def Comedy Jam. And this is I'm Ray the Realist. We'll see y'all next week, and I'm out.
Warning.
You are